and Shabbat Shalom. I go by the name of Wise Protege, and welcome to Life from Torah. This week's Torah portion begins the first few chapters of Numbers called Bamidbar, meaning in the wilderness. In Numbers chapter 1, verse 1, it says, Vaydeber Adonai el Moshe Bamidbar, which is, and spoke Adonai to Moses in the wilderness. The theme surrounding this week's Torah portion has to do with the census, the naming of the tribes and leaders by their armies, the sons of Aaron and their temple duties, Levites being dedicated instead of Israel's firstborns, and last but not least, the duties of the sons of Kohath. But instead of focusing our attention here for this week, I'm going to speak on the haftarah that correlates with this portion. And for those that don't know, the haftarah is a word that means conclusion or ending. It can refer us here to a selection of readings from the books of the Nevi'im, which are the prophets. The haftarah portion for this week is Hosea 2, verses 1 through 22. Here God is speaking of the people of Israel in the northern kingdom, who because of their constant harlotry, their unfaithfulness, and their constant worship of other gods, were later given a bill of divorcement. It's here we learn that the prophet Hosea is ordered to take a wife named Gomer of harlotry, who will have children of harlotry, showcasing how Israel had committed a great sin in departing from the Lord. In Hosea, we read that constantly Gomer goes out and plays the harp. And time again, Hosea goes out and brings her back into his home. And like Gomer, who contributes her welfare to her lovers, Israel does the same. Hosea 2:5 says, For she said, I will go after my lovers, who give me my bread and my water, my wool and my linen, my oil and my drink. Her husband is furious, and for her betrayal, he promises to block her path so that she will no longer be able to find her lovers. When she finally decides to return to her first husband, he decides to punish her and declares, I will take away my grain in its time, and my new wine in its season. The very wool and linen given to cover her nakedness I will take back. I will uncover her shame in the sight of her lovers. I will lay waste her vines and fig trees, which she contributes as a fee given from her lovers. Thus I will punish her. Hosea 2:12 through 15. Though the husband is angry, and though the husband does punish his unfaithful wife, he only does it temporarily. For the love he has for his adulterous wife seems to be without limits and unconditional. The Lord declares unto Israel, Therefore, behold, I will allure her, will bring her back into the wilderness and speak comfort to her. Hosea 2:14. So not only will God bring her back, but he will betroth her to himself once more. For a prophecy goes forth saying, I will betroth you to me forever. Yes, I will betroth you to me in righteousness and justice, in loving kindness and mercy. I will betroth you to me in faithfulness, and you shall know the Lord. What a beautiful prophetic oracle given to Israel. But in hindsight, this also begs the question of how. How will God bring Israel back to himself and betroth her once more if he later writes her a bill of divorcement? Will he break his own perfect divine law? For concerning divorce, the Torah says, When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanliness in her, let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband which sent her away may not take her again to be his wife. After that she is defiled, for that is an abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. Deuteronomy 24:1 through 4. So according to God's own law, if a man writes his wife a bill of divorcement, he can no longer take her back or remarry her, but only if she remarries to another man. So yes, Israel was given a bill of divorcement by God, and yes, she was unfaithful and committed adultery with other foreign gods, but however, they were only lovers and not new husbands. She never entered into a new marriage covenant with the foreign gods, such as Baal or her other lovers. Therefore, she is able to return to her first love without breaking God's laws or bringing sin upon the land. You see, Hosea is a story of great forgiveness, a true love story of how much God loves his bride even when she does nothing to deserve it, how he goes to great lengths to bring back his wayward wife, how he still loves her dearly even in her unfaithful state, and though at times punishment is meted out for her sins, his hope is that she will return, and at the end, Israel will return. Hosea 2:16-17 brings it all home when God utters this marital promise to Israel when he declares, "And it shall be in that day, saith the Lord, that you will call me my husband and no longer my master. For I will take from her mouth the names of the Baals, and they shall be remembered by their name no more." Shalom.